Here is the Simulink block diagram for the implementation of part A. So first there is the accelerometer block, which reads the value of acceleration in x, y, and z direction, and then there is the microphone input. The accelerometer block is converted is converted to its absolute value, and then the values of acceleration in all the three directions are added together, and that value is used to further implement the logic block. Similarly, the microphone captures an array of n cross 2 size, whose absolute value is taken, and then it is vectorized to convert it into one-dimensional vector, and then the maximum of that vector is taken, and after that there is a data type conversion to single, and then that single data type is passed to the logic and also displayed on the screen. So let us look at the logic implementation. So the logic basically accepts the sum of the acceleration and the maximum of the audio, and here are the different conditions. If the value of acceleration is less than 80, sum of the value of acceleration, and the maximum sound amplitude is less than 20,000, so then it is like a zero level emergency, or the first level of emergency, basically low level of emergency. And if it is the sum of the acceleration, that means u1 is greater than or equal to 80, and the sound is less than 28,000, then the second level of emergency is shown. And if both are greater than, if acceleration is greater than 80 and the amplitude of the sound is greater than 28,000, then the highest level of emergency, that means third level of emergency, is displayed. So basically the level of emergency is displayed as the degree of emergency in the display block, and whether the highest level of emergency is detected or not is passed as a binary value in this output. So the logic returns whether it has detected a highest level of emergency or not. That is converted to an int type, and here is the display of the binary thing, that whether highest level of emergency is detected or not. And that binary output is sent to a function, a user defined function, keep persistent location. So basically the keep persistent location receives five variables, 5 input, to send latitude, longitude, and the altitude, and the test value. The test value is used to make sure that the Bluetooth is connected and is able to send messages, send data. And the latitude, longitude value, and the alt value are used as using the persistent. So basically the motive to use that is, once the emergency level is detected, the next moment the level of emergency would reduce, and we want the Bluetooth to send the location continuously for that level of emergency detected. So initially the values of latitude, longitude are set to 0 or -1, and if the level of emergency is detected, that means to send is 1, then only the lat value, long value are changed. Otherwise they are kept as the previous value, and since they are defined using the persistent keyword. So we return a 7 byte of array as a GPS location. So we split the lat value into 2 halves using the function get bytes into halves. Similarly, the long and the alt value are splitted and stored in the GPS location array. And the function, and here is a helper function defined, so that does this task of getting bytes into 2 halves. So basically a long value will be halved into 2 parts, the upper and the lower. Okay. So that's how the keep persistent thing works. And the location, latitude, longitude, and altitude is also displayed on the device. Also a test value is sent to the BLE send, which basically is used to check whether the application is able to send messages or data or not. The BLE send so we have used the service heart rate in the BLE send block by following the example available on the MATLAB website. And so the heart rate uses a heart rate format. It has a 7 length array of 1 byte for each index. We need to convert it into the double, and the latitude, longitude, and altitude data is of double data type, so that cannot be passed directly, and therefore we convert it into int 16, which reduces its size, and the BLE send is able to send using the heart rate service. Simulink block diagram for part B. The block diagram is very similar to that for part A, except that the difference is in the logic part. The logic, instead of us using a simple logic blocks, there is a fuzzy logic implemented. So the logic block is implemented as a subsystem. So let us have a look at the subsystem. So the subsystem accepts 2 inputs, the summation of the acceleration in 3 direction and the maximum audio amplitude, and it goes to a muxer, which basically concatenates the 2 scalars into a vector, and that is passed to the fuzzy logic, and fuzzy logic then outputs a number between 0 and 1, and if it is greater than or equal to 0.8, then we claim that a highest level of emergency is detected, Otherwise we output 0, which denotes that the highest level of emergency is not detected, and also the degree of emergency is displayed through this display block. The fuzzy logic implementation in more detail. So this is the fuzzy logic file, the FIS file. So the acceleration has been divided into 4 classes, and the audio level has been divided into 3 classes. So there are 3 into 4, 12 rules. The surface error plot. This is the fuzzy logic surface plot.
In this video, I'll be demoing the part B of the sender app. The part A is identical to this, so let's have a look. So currently I have shared this phone, which is in my hand. So as you can see, this is the phone that I've shared. Now I'll show what are the features of the sender app for part B. So now I'll open this app. So as you can see on the screen, the first parameter is the acceleration. The second is the audio amplitude, which is currently 0 because I have logged in through Google Meet, and Google Meet doesn't allow this app to record audio. This I'll be demoing in further video. Now the next parameter is the highest level of emergency detected. So this will be either 1 or 0 depending upon the level of emergency detected. These three parameters are the next parameters are the location, altitude, latitude, and longitude. So currently my latitude is 24 and longitude is 75. The next parameter is the degree of emergency. So for part B, the degree of emergency ranges from 0 to 1. And if it is greater than 0.8, then we say that it is the highest level of emergency. And for the part A, the degree of emergency is 1, 2, or 3, discrete value. And if it is 3, then we say that it is the highest level of emergency. Now, the next thing is this slider. So I'm changing this slider from this phone. So this slider is used to check whether the two devices are connected using Bluetooth or not. So this test Bluetooth value can be checked on the other phone, whether the two phones are connected or not. Now to check whether the acceleration works, I'll shake this phone, and you can notice that the value of acceleration increases. So as you can see, I shook my phone and the value of acceleration increased. I'll be demoing how the audio changes when we. In this clip, I'll be demoing how the audio amplitude changes. So I'll first open this app, the sender app. So we already saw in the previous clip how the acceleration changes when we shake the phone. So currently the phone is kept on a table, so the value of acceleration is not changing. Now, as you can see, as I speak, the value of audio amplitude is increasing. So if I shout, help, help, so the value of amplitude increases. Now this is the highest level of emergency detected value, which becomes 1 if we detect the highest level of emergency. These are the lat, long, and alt coordinates, and this is the degree of emergency. So if I speak louder, then this degree of emergency also increases. And this value we can change to test the Bluetooth. So this shows how the audio amplitude changes if we be demoing how the two apps work in sync. So on the right, I have the sender app, and on the left, I have the receiver app. I have turned on Bluetooth and location for both the apps. So now let's search for the Bluetooth scanner in the receiver app. So I opened the Bluetooth scanner app. Now I'll open this sender app. So as soon as I open this app, it is showing its presence to this receiver app. So basically this sender app acts like a peripheral device or a server, and it advertises its presence to the receiver app. So now I'll tick this, which is my device, and it starts discovery and collects the BLE information. Now both the devices should be connected. So now I'll close this, and then in the receiver phone, I'll open the receiver app. So this is the receiver app. And now to check whether the two devices are actually connected, I'll try to change this value from the slider. And as we can notice, this value is changing in the left phone. The value is 37 here, and it is also 37 here. The two values will be in sync. So if it is minus 69 here, and it is also minus 69 here. So now the two devices are connected. And currently the highest level of emergency has not been detected. And if it detects, then the location will be sent to the receiver app and it will be shown here. So now I'll behave as if it is an emergency situation. So I will shout out loud and also shake the receiver phone, so that the highest level of emergency is detected, and then we can see the coordinates here. So now I'll take this phone and shake and also speak loud. Help, help, help. Yeah. So as you can see, that the acceleration, because of the acceleration, got increased, and the audio amplitude also increased. The location, which is here 24 and 75, got sent to the receiver app. So thus this ends the demo. So what we have achieved is, if there is any emergency detected which depends upon the acceleration and audio, then the device location of the sender app will be sent to the receiver app, and it will be shown here. Now this, as you can notice, that currently the emergency is 0 because currently this is not an emergency situation, but the location is being kept persistent here. This is because of the persistent block which was implemented in this app. Now if again any emergency is detected, then new lat long location will be sent to this, and it will be shown here. And if you want to reset this, then we can restart both the apps. So this ends the demo. Thank you.